Hello, this is Mr. Agbamu Idono. You are welcome to today's lesson, Wednesday, 25th February 2026. Today, we still continue with the topic angle measurement. Unlike yesterday, we focused on the definition of angles. We try to look at angle as rotation, and that is where we use the wall clock to explain angle, whereby the minute hand will turn as it keeps turning around, angle is being generated between the long hand and the short hand. Then we said when the minute hand turn 1 minute, it's going to make 6 degrees. Then when you make a complete revolution, which is one revolution, it's going to be 360 degrees. So I showed us the applet, how to use it to understand this rotation, the angle, and the rest. So go back to the video of yesterday, watch it, follow the lesson again, and you understand better. Today we want to continue from where we stopped. In today's lesson, we are looking at how to identify various angles. From the first objective, identify angles formed between two lines. And when we say identify this angle, we want to know the names, these various angles. Is it an acute angle? Is it an obtuse angle? Just like that, the right angle and the rest. So those are the things we want to learn in today's class. Now, we should be able to also connect it to the wall clock system, that is relate angles between lines to the wall clock hands. Now, how do we do that? Like for example, if the wall clock is at 1 o'clock, so is it an acute angle or an obtuse angle? Those are the relationship we want to learn. Then finally, we look at the objective 3, which is naming of angle. This correct naming of angle is very, very important. You should be able to know how to name an angle. And one way of naming an angle in maths, we use letters, like the letters you can see now, e.g. angle ABC. You see the symbol, this symbol here means angle. This is the symbol for angle in mathematics. Sometimes, let me put my pen, let's see. Okay, sometimes we label angle as ABC, but the symbol will not be here. Something like this. You will see the symbol like this. The important thing here is the B is the vertex. The letter at the middle is the vertex of the angle. That is one beauty about naming an angle. So that is all we are going to learn in today's class. So let's go straight to the lesson now. Let's go to the next slide. So this was yesterday's classwork. I said we are going to start from here. So this classwork, I think we can all do it. I'm not going to do the solution now until I finish marking it in class. And there are some classes I could not mark this before the end of today, so I will not do it. So the classwork is easy. The applet I sent yesterday, when there's one revolution, we said it's 360 degrees. Then if it's two revolutions, what would be the answer? That's what they mean by copy and complete. So just copy this table in your notebook, fill up these empty spaces. So 90 degrees will make how many revolutions? Then just like 180 degrees made half revolution, 1/2. Then what is 1/10 revolution to give how many degrees? So do it and get the correct answer. So using the applet I sent, you can easily analyze it and understand it better. So that is that. So let's go to the work for today. Today we are looking at angles between lines and how to name an angle based on the type of angle. Now we say when two lines meet, they create a specific amount of turning, or sorry, a specific amount of opening between them. Now this opening is what we call an angle. Remember the definition yesterday, we say when two straight lines meet, an angle is formed. So when two straight lines meet, there's always an opening. That opening is an angle. Now we can see this on a wall clock. So you know the wall clock system, when the 12, that is when it's 12 o'clock, is already at 0 degrees. So immediately the minute hand begins to move gradually, you discover that a space will be created between the two hands, and that is where your angle begins. Then when this time is at 3 o'clock, we say the angle is 90 degrees, and that is right angle. So that is right angle at 90. Then when the time is 6 o'clock, we say the angle is 180 degrees, and that is a straight line angle. Then finally, when it's at 2 o'clock, we said the degree is 60 degrees, and that is acute because it's less than 90 degrees. So this is what we are going to learn in today's class. This is just an introduction. So before I show us the applet, let's just look at the various types of angles we have. So when the angle is less than 90, we call it acute. Please don't forget this. That is an acute angle, an angle less than 90 degrees. Then when the angle is equal to 90, that is what we call a right angle. So 90 degrees is also called a right angle. Then when the angle is between 90 and 180 degrees, that is what we call obtuse. The angle is greater than 90 but less than 180 degrees. Then when the angle is on a straight line, that is straight angle is what we call 180 degrees. So 180 degrees form a straight line angle. Then finally, reflex when the angle is bigger than 180 but less than 360. So this is a reflex angle. So please take note of this angle between 180 and 360. That is from 181 to 306 to 359. That is a reflex angle. Then when you get to 360, you start the process again 0, 1, 2, 3, just like that. So take note. So before we go to naming an angle, let me show us the applet I designed for this lesson. So that is this. So this is the applet I designed for this lesson. You can see it said B is 0 degrees. See, this is B, this is the vertex. You can see the angle is showing 0. Let me see if I can make it bigger. I don't know if you can see it well. Let me do the font size. So let me increase the font to, let me say 20. Okay. I think this is much better. You can see the 0 degrees here. So this is the 0 degree. Now, as I click on this point and move, you see that is as point C is moving, this is the gap I'm talking about. So this is the opening. So there's always an opening between two lines when they meet. So line AB, you can see it, and line BC, they meet at this point B. So this is the opening between the two lines. So this opening is called an angle. That's what I explained in the definition. Then you see the C now. As C is going bigger, you see the angle is increasing, and you can see the statement here. This type of angle is acute, and you know why it's acute because it's less than 90 degrees. 51 is less than 90, so we call it acute angle. So take note of that. When it increases and gets to 90, let me stop at 90. Now this is 90. Immediately you get to 90, you see the name have changed to right angle. So this type of angle is right angle because the angle between the two lines, that gap or the space or the opening between the two lines is 90 degrees. So that angle is called a right angle. So please take note of that. And these are the arms, AB and BC are the arms. So if I keep turning this angle, now it's greater than 90 but less than 180. So this is what we call an obtuse angle. Angle between 90 and 180 degrees. Greater than 90 but less than 180 degrees. So you can see this type of angle is obtuse. So when you keep turning it, when it gets to 180, let me put it straight. Now it's 180, you can see it, 180 degrees. So this is what we call a straight line. So this is a straight angle. Angle on a straight line is 180 degrees. And if you observe, all the angles there are B. B is the vertex of the two arms of this angle. So if you continue turning, the last set of angle you will get is the reflex. So this is the reflex angle, angle greater than 180 but less than 360. So angle between 180 and 360. So that is the reflex angle, which is this. See, the immediately you get to 360, you still continue the process again, 0, just like that. So this is how we name various types of angles. So please take note of that. But on paper, you know, in mathematics, we have a way of putting it on paper. Now I want to write it on paper using these three letters A, B, C. How do I write the names of these 30 degrees, for example? How do I write it down on paper? Now take note, this angle starts from letter A. Let me get my pen. This angle starts from letter A. The arm run down to B. So if I want to name this angle on paper the way mathematics say we should write it, I'll give you the symbol first. This symbol means angle. Then I'll write letter A. So this is how you write it down on paper when you are writing an exam. You write A to where? A to B. You see? So AB. See the way I'm naming it gradually. Now I'm trying to name this angle on a paper that I will present to my teacher or whoever I'm submitting to. So this is AB. B. This symbol I put here, this less than symbol here, signifies angle. So this is the symbol for angle. So this less than symbol here signifies angle. Then A to B is telling me that this angle starts from A down to B. Then from B not down to C. Then the last thing I will now write is C, which is equals to what? In this case now is 30. I'll now say equals to 30 degrees. So take note of that. Put your small circle. But I may decide to use the second symbol. Another symbol you can use is this. If you don't want to put the angle as a less than symbol like this, you can start with the letter A, B, C. So you write A, B, C again. Then since the vertex is at B, put this symbol, this cap like this, something like V facing up, put it on top of B, telling us that this vertex of this, the angle vertex is in B. Then is equals to 30. You can still write it like this. It's acceptable also. It's acceptable in mathematics. So this is how you represent angle or how you name angle in maths. Take note of this. You can either write ABC equal to 30 degrees, then put this symbol telling us that it's an angle, or you write ABC at the point B. Now you put this symbol on the head of B, telling us that B is the vertex, is the one that owns the 30 degrees. So you can some people may decide to name it from C. You can decide to name your angle from C, that is CBA. You are still correct. You understand? You are still correct. You can name it from CBA. You are correct. That means B should collect the vertex because the angle is at B. So B should take the vertex and the same value I have. Okay, let me just change this value so that I will not use 30 always. Let's say the angle is somewhere here. For example, this is 135 now. I can decide to name my angle starting from C. So I'm telling us that C to B down to A. That's what this symbol means. CA, CBA, CBA. Then who owns the vertex of these letters is letter B that owns the vertex 135. Put your 135. That is angle CAB. So take note of that, put your degree. So by doing this, you understand angle, or you use this symbol. If you don't want to use this one, you can use this less than symbol like this. It's still acceptable. If you don't want to use this, you can use the less than symbol. Just delete this one. It's either you use this one or you use this one. So take note of that. So this is all for today's lesson. Naming of angles. Take note of that one. Let me still show us the wall clock I showed us yesterday. Let me minimize this. Okay. Let me show us the wall clock I showed us yesterday. So this is the wall clock. Okay, this is the wall clock now. So the same thing, don't forget what I explained yesterday. You can see the link is already with us. I've sent it to the Google Classroom. So this minute hand, or let's turn the hour. So this is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So you can see 2 o'clock, the angle is 60 degrees. So this is acute angle. So 2 o'clock is acute angle. If I go to 3 o'clock, so this is 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is 90 degrees. So this is a right angle. So you see the hour hand is 90 degrees. So with this, you understand the clock system in angles. So take note of that. If I keep going, so this is 120 degrees for 4 o'clock, just like that. 5 o'clock is 150, then 6 o'clock, you see, it's a straight line. So this is 180 degrees. So with this, you understand the naming of angle. It's very, very important. So that is that for today. Let's go back to our slide and finish the lesson. So this is the types of angle. So this is what I explained last, naming of angle. You name angle from the letters. You see, this is point C, this is point A, this is point B. So if I want to name this angle, I can start from either A, I can start from A, see this is A, down to B, see down to B, I can start like this, A, B, then followed by the last letter C, A, B, C. Then because B owns the angle, or B is the vertex, just come on top of B and put your angle symbol, telling us that this angle in this question is 43 degrees. Take note of that. If you don't want to name it using this way, you can name it in the other way. You can still write it CBA. You start from here, CBA. Anyone is correct. CBA is correct, or ABC is correct. Or you use this symbol, or you use this symbol. Anyone you write is correct. Start from C, go to B, then go to A. Anyhow you move. The important thing is you are moving through the vertex. That is the important thing. Sorry, you are putting the vertex at the middle. Start from any letter, C, B, A. Let the vertex be at the middle. That's how we name angle. It's very, very important. So finally, that is the end of lesson today. This is our classwork for today. So the classwork for today, we have a triangle PQR. So there are angles inside PQR. So I now said, name the angle formed at the point P. So if you want to name this angle at P, you can start from Q, follow this arm to P, then go to R, that is QPR. You can do it like that, or you can start from R, go to P, before you come to Q, then RPQ. Then make sure you put the symbol. You either use this symbol for angle, or you go to the vertex, you put this one at the vertex. So please take note of that. That is all. Then when you are through with that, now what type of angle is formed at 4 o'clock? So when the time is 4 o'clock, what is the angle? Just write the angle down. I've already demonstrated this using the applet before. So you have the applet already with you. Click on the link, open it. You can use it to understand the lesson. So that is that for today. The assignment, you can go to this page in your new general maths and do the assignment. It's just one question, but there are many. So do all of them. It's a simple question. It's an identification question. Identify which one is reflex, which one is acute, which one is obtuse. So that is all for today's lesson. Thank you for watching this video. Take time and revise this note again. Watch this video again, again, and again. You see that it's not a difficult one to understand. Thank you once again. Do have a nice day.